Okay, we are live. I haven't done this in a while. Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video. It's been a long time, I know, but today I'm back to review a brand new laptop that I've bought. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Lenovo Yoga Pro 7i Gen 9, I believe. So I bought this laptop because my previous laptop, if you guys know, it was the Asus Zephyrus G14, and that one was starting to get a bit too old and too slow, if you know what I mean. So I have bought the latest generation of Lenovo's Yoga series, and that is the Lenovo Yoga Pro 7i Gen 9. So today I will be reviewing this particular laptop. I will tell you guys how I feel about this laptop, whether it is a good buy and whether you should upgrade. One thing to note that the Zephyrus is actually a gaming laptop. However, this is a more student focused, sort of like an ultrabook in between a performance notebook. I'll explain everything later, so without further ado, let's get straight into the review. Okay, first up, let's talk about the build quality of this particular laptop. It is built really nicely compared to my previous laptops. So I'm gonna keep referencing the Zephyrus G14 because I came from the Zephyrus G14. So the Zephyrus G14 has a more plastic feeling at the bottom of the laptop. However, this is fully made of aluminum, so it is very sturdy. So the aluminum feels nice on the palm. The screen has zero flex at all. It is a very nicely built laptop. Also, its weight is 1.49 kilograms if I'm not mistaken. It is not super light by any means, but it is decently light, and I can put it in my backpack and I don't really feel the weight on my shoulder at all, so that is great. Next up, let's talk about the keyboard. The keyboard is actually one of the best keyboards that I've used on a laptop, probably on par with the Macbook Pro 14-inch that many users really love to use. I do really love the key travel on the laptop. As you can see, it's only 1.5 millimeters as stated on the laptop itself, so I do think that it is a very nice keyboard to type on. I actually typed my script for this particular video on this laptop, so I think it is an excellent keyboard. Backlighting on this keyboard is great as well, and I will introduce one feature later on this keyboard that I will talk about. And also, let's talk about the trackpad. The trackpad is huge on this Windows laptop. That is not common on Windows laptop. It is more seen on laptops such as the MacBook Air or the MacBook Pro. So it is very nice to come from a decently small trackpad on the Zephyrus G14 compared to a fairly large trackpad now on the Lenovo Yoga Pro 7i. Now, one thing I do not like about the trackpad is that it is a bit clicky, so whenever I do click it, you can hear the sound of the key that I pressed on the trackpad. So that is a bit not too nice, but I would prefer a more haptic feel on the trackpad, which is similar to the Apple trackpad, but this one I do think is already one of the best Windows trackpad out there in the market right now. Okay, on the left side I have one HDMI 2.1 port and two USB-C ports, and on the right side I have USB port, headphone jack, and a power button. That's all for the I/O on the Lenovo laptop. Let's talk about the screen of the Lenovo Yoga Pro 7i. It is a gorgeous 3K display, beautiful colors. It is an LCD screen, however, but it does have a 120Hz. It is also a variable 120Hz, so it does bump between only 60 and 120Hz though. So whenever you are browsing through the laptop, it feels amazing because it is at 120 Hz. However, if you're viewing something stagnant, it will be at 60 Hz, or if you're gaming, it will also be at 120 Hz, which I'll talk about later. Anyways, this laptop is spec'd with a Core Ultra 7 155H processor. I spec'd it with 32 gigs of RAM, 1TB of SSD, as well as the integrated ARC graphics. And I'll explain later why I did not opt for the dedicated graphics, the NVIDIA 4050 or the 4060. Okay, now let's talk about the performance of the laptop, since we're talking about the specs. So I did run Geekbench 6 on this particular laptop. So I know for Windows laptop, I do have to run 2 separate tests, and I did that. I ran one test without it being plugged in, and I ran one test with the laptop being plugged in. And I've seen like the difference is quite huge. It's about 10 to 15% difference, and I do really think it's because of how Intel optimizes its chips for when it is plugged in. As you can see the results on screen right now, it is a difference of about 10 to 15%, which is quite major when you're doing more performance focused tasks on this laptop, which again I will talk about later. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about real life performance. So in the real world, when you are browsing the web, doing Word documents, watching YouTube videos, all these are tasks that this laptop should be able to handle because it is a Core Ultra 7, which the previous generation would be the i7 processor, and yes, it does run fairly smoothly. However, what's new about this generation of processors is that Intel decided to focus a lot on the buzzword of this year, which is AI. So it does focus a lot of AI capabilities, and you'll be able to run AI tasks more efficiently and quicker on this particular laptop. So is it really quicker? In real world usage, it's only slightly quicker compared to my previous laptop or any other devices that I use without a dedicated AI chip. However, for really difficult AI tasks like removing a few subjects from a picture, however, it does perform quite quickly compared to other devices that I use for these AI tasks. Also, remember I mentioned that there is a feature on the keyboard that I want to talk about. So this feature is actually a Microsoft Copilot dedicated button on the keyboard, which basically brings up the Microsoft Copilot, and you'll be able to chat with the Microsoft Copilot and ask any questions or tasks you might have for the Microsoft Copilot Assistant. So Intel Windows is really leaning into the whole AI future thing, and they really want you to use Microsoft Copilot as your primary AI assistant. I have used it. It is fairly decent. It's not particularly amazing. I do think OpenAI's ChatGPT does do a better job at many of the AI tasks that I've thrown at it. But hey, the button's there. If you want to use it, you can use it. If you don't want to use it, you can just turn it off. No issues at all. Okay, let's talk about how you're going to log into this laptop. It does have Windows Hello, which is amazing. All you have to do is look at the camera and you immediately go into the laptop itself. And compared to the Zephyrus G14, which does not have a webcam, this does have a webcam. It is a 1080p webcam, and I think it does look fairly decent, so no complaints at all there. Okay, I'm gonna go back to performance. The reason why I didn't have a dedicated graphics card on this laptop is because it really affected battery life on my previous laptop. At best, I was getting about 4 to 5 hours on the Zephyrus G14, but the issue is that with a dedicated GPU, a dedicated graphics card, it does increase the weight of the laptop significantly. So if I were to spec this laptop with a dedicated graphics card, the weight of the laptop will go up to about 1.6 kilograms, which I do think is a bit on the heavier side already. So this is 1.49 kilograms, so it is so much lighter as compared to the version with a dedicated graphics card. And the reason why I do not need a graphics card is because I rarely do gaming on this thing. But if I do gaming, so I do run it at medium settings and I can play games like Fortnite on here, but although it is quite choppy, you play about 30 FPS as you can see on this gameplay right there. I play it like a bot, so it really doesn't matter. I don't really play games on this laptop. It's just to show you what the integrated ARC graphics card can do. And then I also played games like Fall Guys, which you don't really need a whole dedicated graphics card for. I can run it at 1080p 120Hz, so no issues there. Does run fairly well, fairly smooth, no issues at all. Okay, that is why I don't have a dedicated graphics card on this laptop. Okay, let's talk about the CPU performance on this laptop. So I'm used to running multiple virtual machines, so I do need a lot of RAM as well as a lot of CPU power. The reason why I didn't get the Core Ultra 9 is because I think it will greatly affect battery life, so I try to strike a balance in between the Ultra 7, Ultra 9 performance and battery life. Try to strike a balance in between, and I did land on the Ultra 7, so I'm able to run multiple virtual machines, about 2 to 3 virtual machines at the same time, and I probably allocate about 4 to 8 gigs of RAM per virtual machines, so no issues at all. This computer runs the virtual machines fairly smoothly with no lags at all, so I'm super great and thankful for that. And other than that, yeah. And finally, because of everything that I've sacrificed on this laptop actually does come at a pretty reasonable price of $1,900. It is expensive, yes, but if I were to spec this laptop to its limits, it can go up to about $2,300, $2,400, which is so expensive for a Windows laptop. So under $2,000, I'm very happy. It is a 3K touch LCD display, so very nice. I have not owned a touchscreen laptop before, so the fact that this laptop is touchscreen makes me really happy, and the display and the colors of this display is really nice. It does support up to 99% sRGB, so colors look great on this. It does support HDR10. Speakers are great as well, Dolby Atmos speakers, really nice speakers. I'm gonna let you hear a sample of the laptop, really nice.
Better left unspoken when you know you ain't getting any younger are you?
And yeah, overall I do think it is a great laptop for students who want to enjoy occasional entertainment on the laptop, do your daily tasks such as PowerPoint slides, Google Docs, Microsoft Word, whatever you need to throw at it, design stuff on Canva, all these stuff this laptop is able to handle. More intensive stuff such as virtual machines, this laptop is able to handle as well. However, for more graphic intensive tasks like maybe video editing, photo editing, gaming, this laptop will struggle. So if you are not doing any of the above I've mentioned that requires graphical performance, I do think that this laptop is the best laptop you can get right now. It is fairly light at 1.49 kilograms, and battery life is also decent at about 8 hours I'm able to get. You do also get a free mouse that Lenovo provides for you, which is really nice. So the overall package I do think is very MacBook Air-like, with a couple more additional power that a power user might need, but don't need those graphically intensive tasks. And yeah, that is all for my review today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, do give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, turn on the bell notification icon so you don't miss my next video. Hopefully I post more often. I should post more often soon because, as you guys know, a new device is coming out. I won't spoil it too much just yet, but it's Apple related, and if you guys know, I love Apple. Anyways, I do really love this laptop, and I will be using this laptop as my daily laptop from now on. And if you guys have any questions about this particular laptop or anything I missed, do drop them in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I shall see you guys in the next video. Take care and goodbye.